everyone. I'm Loralie, and I would like to welcome you back to my creative corner here at Loralie Designs. As you know, the holiday season is just around the corner, and I've been busy making a new batch of art stamps just for the season and just for you. So I would like to introduce them to you and show you some of the fun things I do with them, and maybe you can get some ideas for your holiday projects, whether it's card making or maybe gift tag making or invitations, all the fun things you might make during the holiday season. So here they are. These are the 8 new stamps. This is High Fashion Holiday, Christmas Shopper, Holly Dog, Very Fairy Christmas, Aunt Joy, Santa Cat, Mrs. Buyer, and Teddy. Aren't they cute? And then of course we have our 2 existing Christmas stamps, Christmas 1 and 2, with these fun elements to combine with the new designs. So as always, our stamps are a 4x6 red rubber sheet. They come with, each one comes with a character, like so. In this case, this is High Fashion Holiday, and these are her things, her gloves, bag, shoes, holly, and dangling holly earrings. How cute are those? And here we have Holly Dog, precious little holiday puppy. And he has a dog house, a bow bone, a cute paw, a stocking, a dog bowl. So you see there are lots of fun things that you can use by themselves to make a simple card or to combine with all your other designs. And I'll show you the way I like to have fun with these stamps, from the simplest way that I make a card to the most elaborate. And here we have Mrs. Buyer. I'm going to use her for an example. First thing I do is simply stamp the image and color it. And I do like to enlarge my designs so that I can get them large enough to see my coloring. I like to work a little bit bigger. So this is Mrs. Buyer. After I have it colored, I cut her out real tight, close like this, and then I double stick tape her to the front, to a piece of decorative cardstock, and then I double stick tape that to the front of my card. And how simple is that, and easy, and you have a charming card just right away, and very special. So you can create this type of a card with that. It's just a one-dimensional, the design on the front of the card. This is Holly Dog. These are 2 that are kind of similar. This is Aunt Joy and Mrs. Buyer. And here I used the designs, and then I just used a little strip of decorative paper. Here I used just the shoe from High Fashion Holiday. What if you were having an event at your house and you wanted a little invitation? You could crank out a dozen of those very quickly. Here's another one that is made simply from one of the very simple elements on the High Fashion Holiday. These are the gloves, and then this is a case where I've shrunk the design down in this holly sprig to fit her tiny wrist there. So there's a little bitty simple quick card with a great big message. The next thing I like to do with the stamps is layer. And this is the stocking from the Santa Cat stamp, and all I've done is made an extra layer for the cuff and for the bow. So there are 3 layers on this card, and I drew in some funky little bricks there, and I call this Just Hanging Out. And the foam dots, the layering that I refer to, I do with foam dots. There are 2 sizes I like. This is a large one and a small. And I use this right down to the quick because it's all sticky, and it's lots of fun to work with to sculpture your project. Here's an example of the layered version of Santa Cat from the Santa Cat stamp. He's in a more elaborate, about 5 layers here. I've done his face in order to get a little chin sticking out, his little belly, and his buckle. So there's just a lot of fun effects you can get with dimension using layering. This is a simple layered card. This is Holly Dog, and I just brought up his bow and his brim and added some ribbon. Of course, all this work is done on the front layers, so you don't see anything on the inside. It's real pretty on the inside. How fun is that? And then the next thing I get a kick out of doing is making a stamp that is not a Christmas stamp into a Christmas stamp. And this is the case with Glamourpuss. She's just a plain girl. Around here she's plain. Here she is made larger. And then in this case, in order to make her from just a plain Jane, all I need to do is put this cute little hat on her. How fun is that? Suddenly she's a terrific looking holiday girl. Or maybe a little more fashion here. This is kind of like paper dolls. Put this really cool holly sprig and bow in her hair, and she's just ready to go out stepping. I have another illustration of that. This is Keisha. She's a fabulous looking girl. But add to her my little magic touch here. That's called a hat box. Isn't that fun? And she just is terrific looking in that outfit. And then the next thing, the last thing I like to do with my cards that I'll show you today is sewing. Now you know I'm a sewer and I've just got to get my sewing machine on everything. So in this case, I enlarged Glamour Puss pretty big. I cut her out, I colored her, cut her out, I stitched and I laid her down on the piece of cardstock and just stitched around the edge. And then I couldn't stop there, I just have to keep going, so I added a few scrolls. And how fun is that? And then the tool for this that I have discovered lately is this wonderful friction pen, which has a very fine point, and you can draw pretty much anything you want to do and follow it slowly and carefully with your machine, and you can stitch anything you can draw. Now Glamour Puss there was a pretty elaborate stitched card, but this is a simple stitched card. This is the tassel from the Very Fairy Christmas stamp. And all I did was color it, cut it out, and lay it down on a piece of cardstock and stitch it some more. That's all I did, and you get this wonderful tactile effect, and it's just very rich, and your guests would just have to come to your party if they received that for an invitation. And then we have Keisha in her plain white dress, and see how much she comes up with her fancy hat box and her stitching, and I've even put a little piece of fabric behind here. So there's just no end to the fun you can have with this batch of stamps. So thank you for coming. I hope you've enjoyed my Christmas presentation, and I hope that you will be inspired to do some wonderful projects for the upcoming season. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time at my Creative Corner. Bye-bye.